formerly the gorgeous sister of the Princess of Wales. Pippa Middleton had everything. A dream wedding, a lovely family, and a life away from royalty. But fissures were slowly growing beneath the smiles and outward appearances. It's official after years of conjecture. James Matthews and Pippa divorced. New information about their marriage changes all we thought we knew. What really happened behind closed doors? Why is this out now? Discover the complete tale with us. The rise of Pippa Middleton from bridesmaid to star. Before her marriage and divorce rumors circulated online, Pippa Middleton was well known. She wasn't famous at first. Her story began like many others in a tiny English town, where she was the middle child of a close family. Carol and Michael Middleton, her parents, worked hard and developed a profitable business. Their party supply firm, Party Pieces, helped them live comfortably and educate their children. Pippa attended top UK school. She studied English literature at Edinburgh University after attending Marlow College, a prestigious private school. Her university classmates called her smart, kind, and social. Before being discovered, she made close relationships and frequented high society gatherings. On April 29, 2011, everything changed. On that day, her older sister Kate Middleton married Prince William in one of the most watched royal weddings. Kate's maid of honor was Pippa. She entered Westminster Abbey with her sister's train, and her life transformed in minutes. Pippa Middleton's shocking admission. Remember the dress? I seem to remember. She wore this during her sister's 2011 wedding. The one who made everyone pause. Wait a second, who are we supposed to really be looking at today? The world observed her composure, confidence, and the white outfit everyone was talking about. The Alexander McQueen dress. You knew that. Right. I don't care who made it. But I like it. Soon, Pippa Middleton was famous worldwide. Wait to see what occurred next. After the royal wedding, Pippa became famous. She was invited to red carpet events, interviews, and fashion presentations despite not being royal. Magazines nicknamed her Royal Hotness, and photographers followed her everywhere. After becoming famous, Pippa didn't relax. She wanted to use it. She experimented. Her experience in her family's business inspired Celebrate. Her party planning book, her essays in The Telegraph and Vanity Fair offered culinary, fitness, and lifestyle advice. She wanted to build her own identity and prove she was more than Kate's sister. Even though her writing wasn't well received, Pippa's dating life also made headlines over these years. She was in 2 famous relationships before meeting her spouse. One was with cricketer-turned-businessman Alex Lydon. Despite appearing serious, their romance dissolved. Later she dated stockbroker Nico Jackson. Many imagined they'd marry, but that ended too. Pippa, however gracious in public, was under constant press scrutiny. She kept some of her life hidden. James Matthews was next. He stood out. James comes from an affluent family but wasn't an entertainer. He was a successful hedge fund manager after racing. His family owned St. Bart's Eden Rock Resort, a world-class hotel. James was quiet, serious, but compassionate and grounded. While his brother Spencer Matthews was famous in the UK for reality TV, James chose a quieter life. James knew Pippa for years. They were seen holding hands in 2012, implying a romance. After this initial meeting, Pippa dated Nico Jackson, a stockbroker, for 3 years. In December 2015, Pippa and James vacationed in St. Bart's with her brother James Middleton after her breakup with Jackson. Their relationship deepened afterward. Their relationship grew consistently. While in the Lake District in England in July 2016, James proposed to Pippa with a magnificent diamond ring. The engagement news circulated rapidly, and many were happy to see Pippa settle down. The wedding was at St. Mark's Church in Inglefield, Berkshire. On May 10, Prince William, Kate, Harry and Meghan Markle attended the elegant and exclusive occasion. Today, Kate's younger sister married 33-year-old Pippa Middleton and 41-year-old financier James Matthews at Berkshire's St. Mark's Church. Princes William and Harry arrived in formal attire. Duchess Catherine arrived with Princess Charlotte, Prince George, and the other children. The wedding was magical. Pippa was stunning and James was beaming. Many saw a wonderful match. They were successful, athletic, and from private traditional homes. The public hoped maybe Pippa found lasting happiness this time. The pair moved into a luxurious Chelsea mansion after getting married. The 17 million property had a private gym, theater, and staff room. They were establishing a quiet, affluent, and secure life together. Even in their tranquil life, Pippa was trailed by cameras, especially as many waited to see when she might have children. Pippa had their first son, Arthur, in October. Pippa Middleton's baby is here. Wonderful. Socialite 35 gave birth to her first child with husband James Matthews. Her fitness magazine articles about her pregnancy detailed how she stayed healthy and active. She often said she wanted to keep life normal and that parenthood had improved her. She had 2 more children in 20. The couple kept their younger children private because they wanted to raise them away from the spotlight, especially after experiencing how visible royal life could be. While out of the spotlight, Pippa kept busy. She kept working out, participated in charitable events, and attended public gatherings. James focused on his business and supported causes through his family's charity. They attended charity galas, sports events, and family trips together. It seems they were a happy, balanced couple with numerous hobbies. Their passion of sports and health united them. Both Pippa and James are fit. Pippa raised money for charity by running marathons, skiing huge distances, and cycling across the U.S. James raced professionally before entering finance. They connected over common principles. Both promoted children's health and mental well-being causes. So it wasn't just parties and photos. Real effort went on behind the scenes. Stay back as we explore what changed after their marriage and what may have caused the divorce rumors behind Pippa's glamorous marriage. Pippa Middleton married James Matthews in May 2017. And many thought it was ideal. But behind closed doors, things changed. Many didn't see their complex relationship. Several layers were more complicated than imagined. James Matthews, unlike Pippa, was private. He rarely gave interviews or appeared in public. He didn't like the spotlight despite marrying someone who became famous after her sister's royal wedding. However, Pippa was used to the media. She published a book, wrote columns, and spoke. She liked the spotlight, but James wanted solitude. Over time, this personality difference became clearer. People noticed Pippa attending events alone. Some thought couples doing things separately was usual. People started asking questions. Where was James? Why didn't he join her? When Pippa was seen without him more, these questions grew. Pippa often attended gatherings without her husband, which was obvious. These weren't little parties. These were important public occasions when couples are often observed. Pippa attended the Wimbledon men's final in July 2023. She sat with her sister Catherine, Princess of Wales, and niece Charlotte. Catherine's first public appearance after announcing her cancer treatment was significant. My London major abdominal surgery was in January. My disease was said to be benign. Surgery went well. Tests following surgery revealed cancer. James Matthews was absent. This is the most intriguing. Pippa's appearance has changed in recent years. Her public demeanor has changed from joyful to serious. She smiled less and looked more serious. It didn't mean she was unhappy, but it raised suspicions. Pippa and Vogue Williams, married to James's younger brother Spencer Matthews, were also rumored to be at odds. Although they married into the same family, both women have different personalities and lifestyles. Pippa is cautious and traditional, while Vogue is outspoken and posts about her life on social media. An associate of Vogue told Nicki Swift, "She and Pippa are very different, as are James and Spencer. You can't help but wonder what conversations go on between Pippa and her family about Vogue." Another friend said, "If you were Pippa, you'd think Vogue was a bit tacky." Both families vacation at Eden Rock, their in-laws' luxury resort in St. Bart's. They usually leave at separate times. In 2019, both families were last seen together. This pattern shows hidden conflicts between the sisters-in-law. Stephanie W. Strum, a marriage counselor, said such dynamics can disrupt family functions and stress other family members, especially with young children. There were also claims that Vogue and Pippa disagree. Their public followers said they received subtle signs, like one skipping an event, the other organized, or not liking one another's posts. It was never confirmed, but it raised family atmosphere questions. Discuss lifestyle disparities. James and Pippa had separate routines. James traveled frequently for business while Pippa wrote, volunteered, and raised their children. This typically left Pippa in charge at home. She seemed to handle it well, but juggling a public life and a private home is difficult, especially when both couples are busy. Another consideration is royal family pressure. Pippa is the sister of the future Queen of England, but she's not royal. Every step she takes is tracked. People want to see her outfit, companions, and behavior. That type of attention can be taxing, especially if you're attempting to juggle family and marriage. James's family was wealthy and respected. The Eden Rock Hotel in St. Barbara's, owned by his father David Matthews, is one of the world's most luxurious. This background might also be stressful. There are expectations to project success and stability. Thus, Pippa and James experienced public and private stress. Despite their efforts to hide their personal lives, signs appeared. People naturally ask inquiries when couples live apart and appear in public alone. Some thought they were just busy. Others believed there was more. Remember that Pippa and James had children too. Parenting is a full-time job. Doing it publicly while managing a career can be harder. Pippa frequently took the kids out alone. It didn't mean anything unpleasant, but it made people think she was the main parent. They spent time together through charity work. That wasn't always enough. People saw those moments lessened with time. Couple photographs become rare. They typically appeared serious when together. Again, this doesn't always cause trouble, but it raised concerns about things being imperfect. Also mentioned was their living arrangement modification. They lived together, but some sources said they spent more time apart. Pippa wanted to be close to her UK family, while James traveled for business. Spending more time apart may have increased their emotional gap. Remember that not all separated couples have issues. The arrangement of their work or family duties can cause it. However, numerous solo appearances, personality changes, and fewer public images made the public curious. Some insiders observed changing discussions and body language, raising concerns. Pippa and James scarcely looked at each other during one function. A photographer said, they stood side by side without much affection. Small signs began to reveal more. However, neither has announced a divorce. All conversation currently is based on what people have seen and heard. However, many superstars keep their private lives private until they're ready. Something may be going on, but they're not saying. Fans remain hopeful. They think Pippa and James are taking a break and focusing on their marriage. Others feel divided but handle it respectfully and silently. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain. Their connection changed. Only they know if it's due to personal differences, lifestyle choices, or spotlight pressure. We know numerous indications indicate a life shift. Not only that, this tale will continue to delve deeper. Stay tuned. Appearances, business, and actual issues. Despite Pippa and James not attending as many public events as before, their prominence has not decreased. Despite their public distancing, they have had much controversies. In 2020, Pippa and James bought a big Berkshire estate, causing controversy. Property cost roughly 1.5. The 72-acre property included an ancient farm structure they converted into a lodge. This cabin became a versatile location for yoga, Pilates, small parties, and private gatherings. According to locals, the lodge hosted team-building activities and pop-up businesses. This showed that Pippa and James were striving to use their land creatively. What started as a peaceful business idea became a local controversy. Residents of the nearby village complained about the estate footpath. They said that walkers, dog owners, and school children have frequented this trail for years. The prior landowner allowed this, but when Pippa and James took control, signs said not to enter. Also locked was the gate. This caused villager complaints. It felt like something was taken. Despite not being technically a public right-of-way, the path was used freely for years. The local municipality was notified by James Matthews' estate manager that the walkway was private. The council must now decide if the public can use the path. This decision is expected in the placards and villagers' anger persists till then. Pippa's family had financial issues in addition to this land issue. Her parents Carol and Michael Middleton,
owned party pieces. Party decorations, balloons, and themed materials were sold. It supported their family for years. However, unpaid debts forced the company into administration in 20. Small businesses, suppliers, and banks owed it about $2.66 million. No obligations were paid when it was sold to James Sinclair, a merchant. Thus, many corporate employees lost money. This serious news altered how people regarded the Middletons. Even though Pippa did not run the company, her name was associated with it. Media coverage of party collapses was extensive. One of James Matthews' most talked about issues was his business activity. James runs Eden Rock Capital Management. The organization helps wealthy clients invest in various financial opportunities. The company was named after Eden Rock, his family's St. Bart's luxury property, and formed in. James was rarely in the headlines, and the company functioned quietly for years. Eden Rock was tied to one of the UK's largest financial scandals. Changing that, the Heather Capital hedge fund caused the scandal. Gregory King advertised this high-return fund. James Matthews extensively invested in this hedge firm. Eden Rock Capital invested around £51 million. According to records, the investment initially seemed logical, but soon doubts about the fund's management arose. Heather Capital had major issues investigators believed the fund lost roughly $90 million. A significant fraud investigation followed the fund's demise. Eden Rock's role was scrutinized when money was traced. James Matthews' company moved its money out before the fund crashed. But how early did they realize something was wrong? Reports said they spotted strange fund movements and acted promptly to retrieve their money. No money was lost. The relationship highlighted James Matthews and his company due to their large initial investments. Note that James Matthews was never charged with fraud and his company was not involved. The case focused on Gregory King and fund management. Due to their prominence as an investor, Eden Rock was often mentioned in media stories. This happened years before James married Pippa, so it became part of his background story. Financial experts also examined hedge funds and investor risk management in the case. Eden Rock's early withdrawal was a conservative business move, but several questioned why they invested in the fund. It was bad news for the Matthews family, especially because they were already in the spotlight due to their royal ties. Financial scandal lingered. Eden Rock was mentioned in articles and court filings years later. Pippa, who had kept her work and family separate from James's business sector, saw another area of their existence make headlines. Real difficulties like property conflicts, business collapses, and financial probes have affected how the public views Pippa and James today. Not just fairy tale weddings or royal connections. It's about how two people handle continual attention and real issues most people never face in public. Their experience shows that life isn't flawless after the spotlight. Being royal has benefits, but it entails scrutiny. When land usage or corporate partnerships are controversial, criticism can be harsh. People anticipate responses even when the pair is silent. Pippa has always kept her personal life private, but these incidents happen. They were reported by the media, verified by public documents, and followed by her fans. Still, Pippa has stayed close to her sister Catherine, who struggles with her health. She quietly participates in her community while being interested in her children's life. While her marriage, future public role, and whether she and James will return to the forefront as a couple are still unknown. Life has altered. All changes were real, whether subtle or public. Sometimes what matters most is how individuals handle it, with dignity after the headlines fade. Should the public evaluate Pippa and James based on these controversies or leave their private lives alone now that they've left the spotlights? Leave a comment below. For more videos like these, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also click the next video you'll like.